Welcome to Violet Light Tarot. This is the Taurus reading for the takeaway and lessons learned for June of 2020. Welcome Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Cross Watchers, of course, as always, and Venus. Don't forget the Venuses. Venusians, I guess. So yeah, Taurus, this is what was your lessons and takeaway from June. Today we're using a Thoth deck that was my original deck that was provided to me. It just felt like the deck to use for lessons learned, etc. And yeah, so if for whatever reason this particular reading, as it's not a pick a card, it's just a general reading for the collective Taurus audience, if this doesn't happen to resonate with you, that's fine. Like I said, it's for your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, so you can always check your other signs and see if their messages are more related to you or even another reader. As much as I love seeing you, as much as I hope you come back and join us for another reading, if this particular reading doesn't work with you, that's okay. So let's go ahead and get these. Oh, we're starting out good. Taurus. So we have the Magician and Temperance in reverse. So with the Magician, it looks like, Taurus, that you had a chance to have your manifestations actually take place for you. So I'm hoping you did take advantage of those eclipses with the new and full moons in June, especially with the new moon and the abilities to manifest during that time. The Temperance in reverse, though, it looks like you were a little bit impatient. You had some issues with your generally laid back Taurus ways. But let's see if we can figure out some other things about that. Okay. So we have the Two of Cups in reverse. And we have the King of Swords upright. Oh, sorry, the Knight of Swords upright. Looked a little strange for a second. Okay, so what I'm seeing here with the Two of Cups in reverse telling me that there was a little bit of an issue or a delay with regard to some kind of relationship you were hoping to have, or maybe that may have been the manifestation that you were wanting to bring in, and it was causing you a little bit of the lack of temperance or the lack of patience, and therefore there was a slight delay with regard to any kind of start to something or a culmination of some kind of, it doesn't have to be romance necessarily, but any kind of partnership. And the Knight of Swords here, the Knight of Swords is usually a swift moving motion with regard to a message. It could be because you were impatient, maybe moved a little too quick, and so it kind of put you on a backtrack. I never see reversals as complete denials. I see them as backtracks, as in delays or detours. So your manifestation and your ability to manifest is still working. So don't forget that you have another few chances, and manifestations happen every day. So you don't necessarily have to go with moon cycles or anything like that. But there is, just in case you're looking, there is a full moon with an eclipse again on the 5th of July, just as something to note for you. So let's find out a little bit more about these and the details involved by finding the clarifiers for this particular setup, okay? So again, Taurus, like I said, this is a collective reading for all Taurus for June. If there's something that you want to know with regard to a specific encounter for your own self or a more personalized reading, please check out the description box below. The link for our store is there as well for getting your own personal reading, which is absolutely in tune with your needs and timelines. So we have the Seven of Swords in reverse, which is wonderful, and especially as the clarifier for the manifestations and the Magician, because what it tells me is that you were extremely honest, as you always are, and you went about things the correct way. So remember that the Seven of Swords upright is thievery, it's sneakiness, it's underhanded, it's basically stealing, that kind of thing. So the fact that it was in reverse in this case, it means that as far as your manifestations, it's being used to clarify the manifestation. So the cards in the bottom row will not be their own cards, they're just being used to clarify the meaning of the top row. So what this is telling me is that you were very honest in your manifestations, and you knew what you wanted, and you asked rightly for what you wanted. You didn't try and sneak anything. You didn't try and manipulate the manifestation in some way to make it work for you in a way that wasn't necessarily meant for you. Which again tells me also that this Two of Cups reversed is more of a delay rather than an actual no. So let's find out about our Temperance in reverse, which is clarified by the Queen of Wands upright. Now, the Queen of Wands is a fire energy. It's the energy of Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So if that's the kind of person that you've been dealing with, or the kind of person you're trying to bring into your life or make a relationship work with, then you've been a little bit impatient, which oddly enough, impatience is a very Aries trait. Trust me, I know from personal experience. So the fact that you have the basically Queen of the fire signs, clarifying the fact that the Temperance is in reverse tells me that you were maybe trying to be a little bit more like the person that you're wanting to bring into your life, or trying to be more like the person who that you're trying to be with in that way. Again, it's not a sneakiness, it's not a manipulation anyway. It's just sometimes when we want somebody to really enjoy us and really enjoy our company, we have a tendency to, it's almost dimming your shine, but in the way that you're dimming your own wonderful Taurus self by trying to be a little bit of maybe something that you're not. It's not a deceit. It's not meant to be deceitful. It's meant to be people pleasing. It's meant, which again, on Taurus, it's meant to help you to get your foot in the door, so to speak. So you wanted this person to like you, and maybe you were feeling a little bit like, I only have so much time for whatever reason, and you might have started feeling a little bit anxious, a little bit impatient, and so you started to underlie your normal Taurus laid back, down to earth ways with a little bit of fire, a little bit of that, oh, I like that too kind of response to things. Remember, it's always better, and that's, again, this is also why you're getting a delay with this, is that oddly enough, the Devil card it was on the bottom as well. Technically in reverse if you hold it the right way. But the Devil card being on the bottom is also extremely telling, in that your attempts this particular month to get involved with this particular person, while they were not deceitful, while they were not malicious in any way, they weren't you. You were playing a part that just doesn't fit in with your normal self, and it actually, if it had persisted, if that had actually been what got you the person that you've been wanting to be with, you actually would not have been able to keep them for very long, because as a Taurus, as somebody who's down to earth, as someone who's, as you are, your pentacles, you're practical, you won't be able to keep up that facade for very long. I'm just going to get clarifiers really quick for you for the Two of Cups in reverse. Find out more about this person, and also find out more about maybe the message that you were trying to convey versus maybe the way to go about it. I know this is this particular, too many. Actually, no, that's two. This particular reading is meant to be your lessons, but the lessons can actually teach us what the next step is. So the qualifier for the Two of Cups in reverse is actually the Five of Cups upright. So at the moment, I see it looks as though you feel like you've lost out on this person. You have not. Like I said, this is a delay. You have not lost out on this person. You need to come through as yourself, though. Keep going as you. You are the person who they will spend their time with. So you need to be as comfortable with yourself to make them as comfortable with you as possible. The clarifier for the Knight of Swords is the Two of Wands in reverse. Oddly enough, that makes a lot of sense just on its own, because the Knight of Swords is very fast moving. It's a message, it's an endeavor, it's shooting ahead. Where the Two of Wands, upright normally, would be stagnation, not moving at all, standing still, zip and zilch. But because it's reversed, it literally, it's defining it. It's like, we have movement, I can't speak, and it's clarified by movement. So what this says to me, overall for you, Taurus, is what you've learned in June, what you've taken away from June, is literally the lesson to completely be yourself in everything you do. Not just dealing with this one person, but overall. Remember to be as patient as you normally are. Things that are meant for you will always come to you when they're meant to be there. This person doesn't seem to be going anywhere other than where they are right now, so it's not, you don't have to be impatient and feeling like you may be missing out. Be yourself. Be your awesome Taurus self. Keep manifesting. Keep manifesting with integrity. Go as the Knight of Pentacles as opposed to the Knight of Swords. Go as yourself. Present yourself to this person. And I'm guessing, absolutely, we'll do your reading for July, not to worry, but absolutely, I'm guessing that you are going to come out with a Two of Cups upright at some point, or something that looks like it. This is what I have for you, Taurus, for your lessons and takeaways from June of 2020. Thank you so much for taking time today to watch and spend time with us. And please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment. That'd be awesome. Bye for now.